Join me every Tuesday for fun and games and play for cash. That's right. Sylvia Mid, the fun word guessing game is back and you can come aboard and play. It's simple. Just email us your name and contact information and you are in there, baby. Yeah.
It used to be hard for this family to run and play in their yard. That big pooch left its business all over. Dad would spend his time cleaning up puppy messes. Now, I make sure the yard is clean so they can play without worry. Yes, there really is a poop fairy.
Hi, I'm Queen Sylvie of the multiple award-winning The Queen Sylvie Show. You want to expand and get noticed? Then come outside your box and into our world. Internet advertising has a real impact on global awareness and even sales, so let's make an impact together. Offering for a limited time advertising and sponsorship packages that excel your purpose. So contact Queen Sylvie or Smooth Tim for the exciting opportunities that awaits. Yeah.
Hey, this is Smooth Tim and Larry E. And thank you for dropping in with us on another Wednesday on Tim's Tidbits. How you doing, Larry?
Cool, man. You good yourself?
We are good. A little bit chilly, a little bit damp up here. We didn't get the snow that they said they were going to give us. I think we got maybe like a dusting of an inch.
Yeah, so we ain't got no snow, but it's kind of cooling down a little bit down there. So, we got a long way to go to meet your standards up there.
Oh, it's cool. No. Luckily, all that stuff bypassed us, and I think tonight and or through the weekend, yeah, it's going to catch the East Coast again. And I've seen, what are they talking about getting, like up in upper state New York in the mountains there, 14 inches of snow or more. I'm like, no.
Snow.
I couldn't think 14 inches of freaking snow. What am I going to do with that?
As long as it's not 14 inches of ice, I'd rather have snow than ice.
You're probably right, buddy. You're probably right. Oh, man. Anyhow, let's see what's happening around the world. And I ran across something I really thought was kind of cute, and I thought everybody would enjoy. And it's just a little Trump compilation that I thought you might enjoy and appreciate.
We brought back the beautiful phrase, Merry Christmas.
Who gives a about Christmas?
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas again. Merry Christmas. We say Merry Christmas. I call him the Marlboro Man. Who is that guy? You can't do that. We're at levels like, and nonsense. I don't know what's going on with the Catholics. Catholics, if you're Catholic, why would you vote for a Democrat? It's not believable, is it? But it is fact. We will stop men. He didn't mention Jesus Christ. They'd fly in, they'd fly out, they'd fly in, every year they'd fly in, they'd discuss it, they'd fly out. Remember, I always used to talk about Poles, but only if they were good. I don't mention them if they were bad. Does anybody in this room not love their children? Raise your hand. Oh, that guy in the blue jacket raises his hand. You. He didn't. Being. Mr. President, what about this? What about that? What about that? He's reading the answer. So a truck, a big, beautiful truck. Gonna be battery. Tippy top. No. We will not do that. Wheels and wall. He didn't know his name. He must be cognitive, yo. Don't forget, I do most of this stuff without teleprompters. They do. Biden. He's got the personality of that floor tile. See the tile? There's something going on. Our brains are being fried. I know paper. I know cans. Beat up, molested, or shot. Murdered. And I never read Mein Kampf. I got a thing called a telephone. You can do a lot with a telephone.
He had a phone call with the new Ukrainian president, Volodymyr Zelensky, and President Trump essentially pressured the new president and tried to get him to start an investigation into Joe Biden and his son. And President Trump eventually got impeached over this.
So what are we going to do here, folks? I only need 11,000 votes. Fellas, I need 11,000 votes. Give me a break.
4 days after the president's call to Secretary Raffensperger was January 6th.
The call has become a focal point in Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis's investigation.
Special counsel Jack Smith said he plans to call an expert witness to testify about data extracted from cell phones used in the White House by the former president and another unnamed individual.
I brought my Bible. Somebody said to me the other day, "You're the most famous person in the world by far." I said, "No, I'm not. No, I'm not." They said, "Yes, you are." I said, "No." They said, "Who's more famous?" I said, "Jesus Christ."
I'm wondering what one or two of your most favorite Bible verses are and why.
I wouldn't want to get into it.
How has your faith grown since you decided in 2015 to run for president?
I had a wonderful life before all this.
Where do you draw your strength from? We're talking about faith.
I have the highest poll numbers.
I'm Presbyterian. Boy.
And during the Sundays, I'm a Sunday church person. I like to do the right thing where I don't have to actually ask for forgiveness. And when I drink my little wine, which is about the only wine I drink, and have my little cracker, drink the wine, I eat the cracker. I can understand the evangelicals to a certain extent saying, well, maybe he's not as nice as we want him to be, but maybe he's not as perfect on the Bible. I get sent Bibles by a lot of people.
Where are all those Bibles anyhow now?
Well, actually, we keep them in a certain place, a very, very nice place.
Nothing beats the Bible, not even the art of the deal.
I am the chosen one.
They want to elect him in office again after all that mumble, jumble, and bumble, and stumble, and rumbling.
Hey, I don't know. Isn't that funny?
Talking about earthquake. I mean, Cat Williams talking about earthquake can't read. I'm like, Trump can't talk.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's amazing.
Yeah, I'd rather just deal with a guy that can't read.
I thought that was kind of. I thought that was just like so freaking out there. But you know what, Larry? It's not as out there as his most recent campaign advertisement that he put up on his Truth Social stuff. He's got this thing called Truth Social. Check out this video ad, and then let's come back and talk about it.
And on June 14th, 1946, God looked down on his planned paradise and said, I need a caretaker. So God gave us Trump. God said, I need somebody willing to get up before dawn, fix this country, work all day, fight the Marxists, eat supper, then go to the Oval Office and stay past midnight at a meeting of the heads of state. So God made Trump.
Okay, what about the police officers, the firefighters, the teachers? What about who else? Who can we throw in there?
Is that like bold?
Pilots, the soldiers.
The world needed a savior, so God made.
So they got
Trump.
all these other people that get up that don't get up before dawn and work all day, but he's the only one that does it. And he never said anything about politics during all of his mumble jumble stuff. He said nothing about politics. Never mentioned a political thing. Period.
Yeah,
you Marxist, he didn't say Marxist. Somebody else said Marxist.
Yeah, what's he referred to? When you talking about your Christianity, what's your favorite book in the Bible? Have you seen my poll numbers?
Yeah, it ain't got look. Okay, but that's the first thing he said. The politics is poll numbers. I thought he said polls. I'm like, is he talking about polls or?
Oh, Polish people or poll numbers? What's he talking
about? Penises are Polish people. Who are you talking about? Is he a politician or he just a big, great bullshitter? That's all I hear is a bunch of bullshit. Then they're gonna talk about Biden doesn't have the personality of a tile on the floor. I'm like, at least he can halfway president. tell you that.
Did you see where his lawyers are arguing that he should be immune to any type of prosecution? This was that yesterday in that when they went to court, and they said he should be immune to any type of prosecution unless he was impeached and convicted by the House Senate thing, right?
But
and so the
then
judge is like, now, wait a minute, let me ask you this. So if he would happen to, let's say, order SEAL Team 6 to go in there and off a political enemy, you're saying that it's okay and he should have political immunity. Well,
Well, he has stuff stemming from outside being the president. So he has a bunch of stuff going on, man.
Yeah.
Immunity of what? Then every other president, Nixon, every other person that made a mistake should get immunity. I'm like, you can't just do it just for him because he requests it.
Yeah, they were laying out the scenarios, and they was like, well, yeah, then if he could like off all these people, and then before they impeach him, he could just resign, and then there's nothing that you could do.
Wait a minute,
because he resigned before you impeached him.
Was he impeached?
They tried to impeach him. Remember, they didn't get that through.
Okay, so he never was impeached, but he was kicked out of office and he wasn't reelected. So
not kicked out of office. He was elected out of office.
Yeah, he get kicked him out. You can do 4 terms, 2 terms. I'm like,
right.
They didn't want him. So
yeah, well,
that's
kind of why we can't get Brock back. He's already done his 2 terms.
Yeah.
No, Trump's always done 1.
1 term, and he got fired. That's it.
People fired him, yes.
Yeah, you didn't vote him back in, you got fired, basically. I'm like, why would you want to hire somebody you don't fire? You hire somebody you fired. Come on, man. Would you do that on your job, Tim?
No. Check this out. Here's one more interesting thing about him.
In a twist of almost poetic irony, while Republicans are neck deep in their effort to impeach Joe Biden for some yet untold and yet unproven crimes related to foreign dealings that there exists no evidence for, House Democrats have released a sprawling report rife with actual evidence of Donald Trump earning at least $7.8 million from foreign governments during his time in office. All of it documented by Trump's own accounting firm. I want to make sure that this is as clear as possible. With zero evidence, Republicans are accusing Joe Biden of doing something that Donald Trump now provably did, all the while claiming that Biden should be impeached and that Trump should become the next president. Please, someone, make it make sense. Of course, if you're looking for someone to make sense of it, here's Jen Psaki laying out pretty clearly.
They basically look pathetic. Yeah. I mean, they are embarrassed. Their dignity is is being questioned here for good reason. And they did, at a moment, they did the right thing. And then they showed they had no spine because they're so desperate to stay in Congress. Is it that great? I mean, it's sad and pathetic, and it's an addiction to Donald Trump by the core of the Republican Party.
Truth. And of course, every Republican is dutifully falling in line. Just this week, Donald Trump received the backing of every single top House Republican leader, including Tom Emmer and Steve Scalise, both of whom had their own speakership bids destroyed because of Trump, with Trump calling Emmer a globalist rhino who's totally out of touch with Republican voters, and questioned Scalise's health amid his cancer diagnosis. And yet, right on cue, both of them proudly endorsed Trump for president, because even as Republicans beat their chest about being alphas, they are happy to broadcast just how small, how spineless, how groveling they actually are.
Well, now.
We're in trouble. Okay.
We're in trouble. We're in so much trouble, Larry.
They're trying to impeach Biden because he did illegal things.
They can't
President
prove
Biden,
it though. They can't pin it. It goes back to Hunter with his dealings, in foreign countries, and they want to try to pin that Hunter used the political influence of his father to gain monetarily from this association with his dad and dealing with whatever businesses or actions was going on in foreign countries. So they're like, Joe was tied into it all. But
look at it this way.
He didn't claim it on his tax returns. Apparently, Trump, it's on his tax returns that he cleared $7.8 extra million while he was the president.
Okay. Well, and these are facts right now. President Biden psychologically and physically is not capable of doing a lot of things. Am I correct?
You're probably
physical
correct.
things or speaking.
Let's let a lot of people, and we could presume that because of when you look at his cognitive and physical abilities going up and downstairs or answering questions.
Yes, constant physical ability. So how is it possible that this man is psychologically and socially enough to to go and commit these crimes as a president when he can barely find a microphone, barely walk up some stairs, barely walk down some stairs, barely read a teleprompter, barely read a flashcard? It's impossible for him to sit there and think that far out unless he's playing with those other. He's joking like I can't really walk, but he really can. It's impossible.
Hey, you might be shocked.
And if something did happen, he's not doing it. His table is doing it. His circle is doing it.
Oh, that's what it's all about. We discuss that all the time, Larry. A lot of times those guys are just a mouthpiece for the people putting, money into their pockets and keeping them in office.
Yeah, they can't impeach Biden. I'm like, that guy's the closest thing we got to a president. Trump was horrible.
We can't impeach our grandfather.
Trump was horrible, man. It was horrible.
It was horrible.
He just didn't get it. He still don't get it. I'm just saying, when you fire somebody, why don't you rehire somebody you fired?
I don't make sense. Yeah, they shouldn't have the ability to try to run again. It's like, hey, what didn't you get the first time we told you that we didn't want you back? Yeah, who knows?
I wouldn't want to run again. I'd be like, man, forget it.
Why take the humiliation? Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he gets his butt kicked. And he's and part of that stuff, may go to the Supreme Court is still, getting him off the ballot in Colorado. In some of these other states,
and people only like Trump because he's an asshole. And
that's part of what it is. That's the allure to him. This guy is
because he's a great politician, a great president. They ain't why they even want him in office. They know that he can, whatever he does. They just know he's an idiot.
He just needs to get back on TV where he belongs. Right? Clowning around, acting
circus,
right? Speaking of a circus, did you catch the Cat Williams special?
Yeah.
He tore down a few people. Hey, a few.
He exposed everybody but Jesus. I said, I'll wait for him to talk trash about it. I said, if you talk about Jesus,
anyhow,
a lot of mad people.
Let's check out. I got a little clip where he's talking about Martin. See what he has to say about Martin.
Martin tried to put me in my first dress. When he had to go on his hiatus, he tell me, Cat, when I come back, I need you. You my young partner. You my brother in comedy. When I come back, just promise me that my next movie, it'll be me and you. We gonna do it together. We gonna do some buddy cop shit. I said, Martin, you got my motherfucking word, my nigga. Go do what you gotta do. When you come back, I'm in your movie. Don't trip. I don't need to see the script or nothing. We get in that office and this fool pull out Big Mama's House 2. I almost died. And I gotta read this script in front of all these good white people. Where this nigga want me to get in a dress with him. And I'm literally saying to everybody, why is he in a dress again? You already played the old lady as an FBI agent. We can play anything now. We can be playing a dog catcher this time. Why do we need to be in a dress? And I get so mad, I say, you don't want me. You want Brandon T. Jackson.
Yeah, that was only a taste. Yeah, you have to go online and check that out. Yeah, the Cat Williams on what Shay Shay show.
Yeah, it's crazy because usually rappers, when they beefing with each other, they expose each other, and comedians are rarely actors and comedians and everybody. It's like everybody else in the entertainment industry, other than rappers, don't do that. Now, Cat is doing that, and it's crazy. But what's even crazier? You never see the white comedians, the white actors, white rappers doing it against each other. You ever notice that?
Battle rapping.
It's a black thing.
I don't. And over in Fort Worth, they had a nice little. They have a couple of battle raps, and it's kind of interesting. We had fallen into that. Following that around a little bit when we was over there in the Dallas area. And Dallas has their little group of battle rappers. Fort Worth has their little group of battle rappers. And it's interesting when they'll battle each other.
Yeah, but that's staged. That's part of the hip-hop culture.
Oh, well, sure, it's all staged. I mean, because, listen, if I know I'm going to battle rap you, let's say 2 weeks out, You and Larry Eve's gonna battle rap. Well, now I got 2 weeks to sit there and go through your Facebook, your Instagram, and find some dirt on you that I can throw up at while we're talking crap at each other, right?
But a lot of that battle rap battle is just set up. I mean, stage by that stage. But I'm saying when rappers get into real beef, they'll put the song on wax.
Oh, you're talking about
when they get to the beef. So it's usually with rappers that do that. Battle rappers and rappers.
Like no Vaseline, right?
Yeah. But comedians, I've never seen comedians. Cat is like, she said, forget it. Corey Holcomb does it. Cat does it. They know all these secrets, and they're telling it.
Well, hey, that's the same thing. That's what I was just saying. What did Ice Cube do when he was busting out of the group? He told everything. But you know what somebody said that was smart? They said that even though Cat said all those things, Ludacris came back with a diss song. All these other comedians saying, I got my receipts, this. But no one's ever came out and said that that's not true. No one said he's lying. Not yet. No one said he's lying. That's not the truth. Everything that he said, and really, I would encourage our audience, maybe after we're done, don't do it now. We got a lot more content. But in any regard, check out the Shay Shay show interview with Cat Williams.
Hold on. He dissed Kevin Hart big time. But then Kevin Hart came back and said, it's just a circus. Oh, are you going to address some things he said? Are they true or not? He said, well, when you watching a circus, you're watching a circus. So Cat is talking some real stuff, man. Because nobody said that he's lying yet.
And who is it that he wants to race? Is it Kevin Hart that he wants to race? Or no, they were talking about him during the interview, where he was talking.
Pretty fast. He looked like he ran a 4-4. So
did you see it? If our viewers are interested, you can look that up too. Yeah, Cat running. He runs a 40-yard dash, 4.3 or something like that, like 4.344. It was under 4.4.
Yeah, so it was like so we know Tim. We know a lot of that. A large majority of what he talk about is true. A large majority is true.
And nobody.
And the things he said actually happened in real life, and it's actually happening. So a lot of people like, damn.
Hey, if you don't like it, turn the channel, right? Hey, freedom of speech. Freedom of speech, and this happens. Probably most of it's true.
Think about it. Kanye did it. The KKK does it. The Nation does it. Farrakhan does it. That's part of our freedom of speech, but it's crazy. It's taboo when a comedian goes out and does it because we rarely see that happen.
And he called out a lot of the cliques, and even being in the DFW area, and without offending people, we know that there's cliques.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just the way it is. There are certain groups that, they take care of their own, and that's okay. And there's usually a good reason behind that, and hey, it is what it is, right?
I have a comedy clique that's trying to get me part of their comedy team, but everybody's not funny enough. I can't be part of that.
Well, sometimes I've seen, people that may have went to college together and they were in the same frat, blah, 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 and they hang and do a lot, that kind of stuff is what I meant. But sometimes trying to get into a group where your comedy style fits their comedy style, and so it all synchronized, right? That can be that's difficult.
That'll work until everybody laugh at your jokes and not their jokes. And then when the owner says, I want to bring you back and not them back, and then we got a problem.
Then you're on it too.
You got a problem.
Hey, man. Did you see on TV where that Las Vegas judge got attacked by the convict?
Oh, jumps over. You got the whole video?
Well, I got the aftermath. He had to go back to court and I guess, face the music.
Mr. Almaci's here now.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. All right, this is on for the continuation of Mr. Redden's sentencing. When we were last here, arguments were concluded and the court had begun to pronounce sentence when an incident occurred, an incident initiated by Mr. Redden, preventing the court from completing sentencing. That is the sole purpose for today's hearing. Any other issues that may arise from the events that occurred last Wednesday will be handled at a future date. by a different court. For purposes of the record, I want to make it clear that I am not changing or modifying the sentence I was in the process of imposing last week before I was interrupted by defendant's actions. I am making my calendar page from that day an exhibit for the court. It's as it existed the moment I walked in, from prior to anything happening. Nothing's been changed, indicating the sentence I intended to impose. Although I do it back for a moment. All right, that being said, in accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, this court does now sentence you, in addition to the $25 administrative assessment fee, $150 DNA fee, the $3 DNA administrative assessment fee, and $250 indigent defense fee, 19 to 48 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections. How much credit for time served does he have?
It's 0 days. He was on probation when he committed the offense and was revoked on probation to serve the jail time October 25th. That time it expired at about the time of the plea. So
0 days credit. Mr. Almasi, if that's different, let us know and we'll fix it.
I will.
The motion to quash management is moved at this point. And for the record, I just reflexively wrote 0 days credit time served on the notes except what I just said. So that is an addition as of right now.
That's correct. The probation case number, just for the record, is C370775.
Thank you.
So dude was on probation, screwed up, and then he decided to try to kick the crap out of the judge. I'm like, what a genius.
He was on probation 48 months.
Oh, she was getting ready to sentence him. And during sentencing is when he decided to go off the chisel.
So, yeah, but he wasn't going to get 48 up to 48 months before then, was he?
I don't think that. Well, she tried to say, did you catch how she prefaced it? The sentencing, it's not going to be a reflection of the incident that occurred the other day when I was really interrupted and banging.
Yeah, but he was only, even then when she sentenced him, it was only up to 48 months in jail. I'm like, that's 2 years. I'm like, that's small time.
For what? And I don't know what he got on the assault.
Misdemeanor.
And I'm sure there's going to be an assault charge. That just,
they're going to tack that on another court. They probably give him some years after that.
Yeah.
Attacking us, what do you call him?
Magistrate.
Magistrate, yeah. So that was plain stupid. I thought he was like finna go to prison for life.
Whew. Yeah, that was real
48
stupid.
months.
Couple of years. What are you doing time for? Kicking the shit out of a judge.
A bad check or some shit. He going in for a bad check or a DUI. Now he looking at facing some.
Couple of years
Come on, bro.
For beating up a judge.
I hope he's gonna be the asshole of the week.
No, hey, we got even better than that. Hey, speaking of better than that, did you see on the news? And now you don't hear a whole lot of chatter about it, but what happened down in Miami? They actually, maybe, I don't know, saw aliens.
Okay, and now to our #1 trending story on CBSMiami.com.
It involves talk of alien sightings at Bayside Marketplace. On New Year's Day, there was a massive police response in downtown Miami. More than 50 young people armed with sticks began fighting. Police say juveniles were also setting off fireworks, causing chaos.
So now people are posting online saying that police weren't there to handle a group of rowdy teens, but rather 8 to 10 feet tall shadowy aliens. Conspiracy theories are saying a big creature could be seen standing in front of the entrance to the shopping area, Bayside. Today, the phrases Miami Mall and aliens of Miami have been among the top 10 searches on Twitter's trending tab. Twitter, of course, now called X. And Google News even has several reports questioning the event.
So we reached out to the Miami Police Department. They issued a statement saying in part, quote, there were no aliens, UFOs, or ETs. No airports were closed, no power outages. Facepalm emoji was included in the statement. And to read up on the story that has gone viral, just head to our website. It is cbsmiami.com.
Aliens.
Okay. I'm going to set the record straight.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. If a black person ain't seen an alien, it ain't true. That's it. Because aliens, white people see aliens all the time. I want to see a brother see an alien and be adamant about it. Say, hey, I saw the damn alien. I touched the alien.
What
The
you
aliens don't go to black
What do you
neighborhoods.
mean white people see aliens all the time?
I'm just telling you. I ain't never heard of a
What do you
brother.
mean by that, man?
I ain't never heard of a brother saying, hey, I saw a UFO. We just don't see that shit. We don't see UFOs on the planet. And on top of them saying, if you're an alien, why the fuck, why you going to Miami? What you gonna get into Miami? Some ass,
Suntan,
drugs,
some cocaine,
So you, the alien,
some ass and some cocaine.
The alien fly down to Earth. Instead of looking for some technology, you can go to Miami and go to the mall.
Yeah, right. Well, you got to be fashionable, right? I mean, come on.
The alien want to get his drip on.
How do you expect him to step out if he ain't right? Huh?
Say, hey, look, alien's like, okay, we're going to Miami, go to the mall, get dressed up so we can look like the stupid humans. And then we're going to figure out how they're using their phones. I'm like, bro, y'all aliens, y'all should already have phones more advanced.
You take a selfie or two with some of the local Earthlings. Send it back home to the family.
Into a black dude working at NASA say he saw an alien out there messing around with a spaceship or one of the ships. I ain't gonna believe it.
So you don't believe in aliens?
I don't believe no aliens gonna go to the mall.
No, I said you don't believe. That wasn't the question. You don't believe in aliens?
No, I'm dead serious. I'm like, until I see a Mexican or a Native American or anybody other than white say they seen aliens, I'm not gonna believe it.
Okay.
Don't nobody see it. Tim, the only people I know that talk about aliens and Elvis are white people.
I think I mean, I've never seen an alien, but I think it's possible. You know, I don't rule it out. You know, I don't rule out anything that, you know, can't be proven one way or the other.
I ain't gonna call them aliens.
You can't prove it one way or the other that they are or they're not. So, you know, I have.
Well, hold on. They're not aliens. What are they calling us? So if there's another life form,
stupid Earthling.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if there's another,
what do you mean? What are they calling us? You've seen the broadcast. Listen, they had to listen. You don't think that they were watching the speeches from Trump and from Biden and just shaking their head and saying,
but do you think
Earthlings.
that we're the only life? We're the only life form in the whole galaxy? We're not the only life form in the whole galaxy. I don't think we're the only life form. So it's something out there. So don't say I don't believe in aliens. I don't believe in a life form that's called an alien just showing up on Earth without other ones.
I'm interested to find. You know, that's why I think they're doing a lot of exploration on the south pole of the moon, because it's an ice cap, and if it's an ice cap, well, then it could obviously it would have frozen whatever in it. So now we can do some studies of what kind of life, you know, may have been on the moon at one time and or the other, if any.
I believe there's another life form, not the aliens that we always seeing, that white people always seeing on Earth. I believe there's other life forms in the galaxy.
You don't think it's got the big head and long arms, one big eye?
Yeah, that's stupid. Who made that up? They could look just like us.
H.G. Wells, I think, War of the Worlds, wasn't that? He's the one that made up how they looked.
Yeah.
Green and slimy.
Color. They could look just like us. I'm like, well, come on, man. Okay. But I do believe in other life forms. Don't get me wrong. But I don't believe in the aliens that they always saying down here, UFOs.
Oh, either way, Larry, they'd have to fly here, right?
I don't think just one gonna come.
Okay, they'd have to fly. And one thing that we know for sure is we can't even get our air transportation right here on.
If you're an alien, you go to Miami and walk in front of a mall. I'm not gonna walk when I get on the Earth. I'm gonna float or something. Come on.
Right, do something cool. But hey, this is what I was getting into: is the mode of travel. I'm not getting on a spaceship when we can't even get our planes to act right. You seen that where the door blew off the jet?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you didn't catch that? Oh yeah. These people take off from the airport, and guess what happens? All of a sudden, this fake door comes blowing out.
Story. An update on the Boeing 737 MAX 9 jets that remain grounded after a refrigerator-sized fuselage door plug blew off on Friday on an Alaska Airlines plane in the air near Portland, Oregon. Officials with Alaska Airlines and United Airlines say they've found loose bolts and other problems on some of the jets that have since been grounded. Meanwhile, the online news outlet The Lever's reporting workers at a Boeing subcontractor were told to falsify records after inspection teams found, quote, excessive amount of defects in parts being made for Boeing. Spirit Aerosystems reportedly manufactured the door that blew out on the Alaska Airlines flight, 16,000 feet in the air. The Lever reports a group of Spirit shareholders filed a federal complaint last year saying Spirit executives had, quote, prioritized production numbers and short-term financial outcomes over product quality. Spirit was established nearly 2 decades ago as a spin-off of Boeing. We're joined now by the Lever's editor-in-chief, David Sirota. The investigation is headlined, Boeing Supplier Ignored Warnings of Excessive Amount of Defects Former Employees Allege. David's also editor-at-large for Jacobin. David, welcome back to Democracy Now! Thanks for joining us from Denver. Why don't you lay out what you just exposed?
Sure. Just a few weeks before the debacle over Portland, Oregon, court documents were filed by those shareholders that included allegations from safety officials, employees at the subcontractor that basically allege a culture of defective products, a lack of quality control, and a culture of retaliation against workers who were trying to sound the alarm. These workers say that they had found, as you said, excessive defects in the construction and production of these fuselages, that they tried to sound the alarm with corporate officials, with managers, including, by the way, the then CEO of the company, and that they were retaliated against for raising those alarms. And some of the specifics of the allegations relate to what we were now learning. The loose bolt situation as one example. One of the workers alleges that the calibration of the tools that tighten those bolts, that they had found problems in the calibration of those tools, and that they had gone to management and said, we have a systemic problem here. And again, that those warnings were ignored, and that in some cases, workers were retaliated against for trying to raise those alarms. At one point, one of the workers in an email and in an ethics complaint at the company says, effectively, you're asking us to report inaccurate information about the safety of the products that we're putting out there. The products, of course, being those components of the fuselage.
Boom. Yeah. Larry, what do you think about flying? People not taking care of the jets you're on, I guess they don't give a shit. I'm not. Or a combination of all the above.
It's a combination of all the above. I can't see your picture on there, Tim. Pop your picture up.
Oh, okay, hang on. Keep going, buddy. But what do you think? Yeah. I don't understand that.
Man, I'm like, we live in an era now where everyone is taking shortcuts. Everything is cookie cutter. You know, we're to the point now when the greedier are getting greedier. And they don't mind taking shortcuts as long as the shortcuts are not being taken on their behalf. And then it goes down to the crazy part. They said the shareholders knew about these issues, but still allowed the planes to fly, giving them more responsibility. Now, how can I say it? They were more
liability. I would think more culpability. You could call it culpability, liability, because
liability, giving them more liability, seeing that they knew these issues were there and they still let them fly. I'm like, now I think what they're trying to sue the Spirit, or whatever, so they can cover their ass, or whatever.
Spirit Aerospace or whatever it was, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, they knew about it.
But they're they're a subsidiary of Boeing, so.
Yeah. They said they knew about it. They said shareholders knew. They still said, okay, let the plane go up. So they're responsible too.
We'll see what happens with that one, because, I don't think, like I said, those 737 MAXs, I think, the same ones that had issues with the guidance system, autopilot. What was it doing? It was trying to crash them or some type of crap.
I'm talking about they're trying to buy in bulk. They're trying to move people in bulk. They're trying to
That's the trouble. I mean, look at that plane. I look at it now, it has a history of like, that's just get her done and get her out of here. And, is everything okay? I don't know. We'll find out when it flies.
And everybody dies. And then, okay, we're going to cut Everybody, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nothing now it's made with love and pride anymore. Everything is it's on assembly line. Let's get it in and get it out. Forget about it. All these recalls on vehicles.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
all a scam.
It's all the way around, man. All the way around. Hey, let's jump into some good part. How about our asshole of the week? Let's start out with a IHOP down in Dallas, Texas. And it seems that there was a couple of employees that just couldn't get along.
That's something.
Hey! Hey! Get out of the way. Somebody better not hit me. No place. Hey! My kids are right here. Hey! Somebody call the cops. Y'all can't do that, bro. No, we don't need to eat here now. Food's messed up.
Wow. What part of Dallas do you think that was from?
Man, that looked like that could be any part of that.
That was unbelievable.
I saw the white chicken there, so that could be a mixture.
Yeah, who knows?
I just know it's IHOP, so somebody didn't get their check or something.
See him, I'm throwing like frying pans and shit at each other. I was like,
It
man.
was funny. I thought the asshole was gonna be her. Yeah, don't hit me. I'm like, them people ain't worried about you.
Oh, you mean the lady that was recording it?
Yeah, don't hit me. Well, then move and stop recording.
Now, I agree with her. She goes, I don't think we should eat here. The food's all messed up. You think?
Shit,
It's all over the floor.
The pot she was using to throw at the other girls, the one they supposed to be cooking in. Of course it is.
Unbelievable. Hey, there's more, Larry. Let's get on to one more because we have the opportunity to nominate an additional asshole. And this particular individual thinks that the Civil War could have been negotiated and wouldn't have been all that bloodshed of the North and South. Just could have worked out their differences.
The Civil War was so fascinating, so horrible. It was so horrible, but so fascinating. It was, I don't know, it was just different. I just find it, I'm so attracted to seeing it. So many mistakes were made. See, there was something I think could have been negotiated, to be honest with you. I think you could have negotiated that. All the people died. So many people died. You know, that was the disaster. If you got hit by a bullet in the leg, you were essentially going to die or lose the leg. That's why you had so many people, no legs, no arms. If you got hit in the arm or the leg, it meant you were up because the infection, gangrene. It was just such a, sort of a horrible time. But I was thinking to myself, because I was reading something, and I said, this is something that could have been negotiated. It was just for all those people to die, and they died viciously. That was a vicious, vicious war. And in many ways, look, they're all nothing nice about it. But boy, that was a tough one for our country. But I think it's, Abraham Lincoln. Of course, if you negotiated it, you probably wouldn't even know who Abraham Lincoln was. He would have been president, but he would have been president. He wouldn't have been the Abraham Lincoln. Would have been different, but that would have been okay.
Well. Did you have any idea that we could have negotiated with the South? And hey, we'll let you keep your slaves for, I don't know, another 100 years. And you join.
I'm kind of shocked on two things. One thing is you just made a good point. Negotiate, keep slaves a lot more years, and then I'm more shocked the fact that he said he read something. I'm like, you read?
What?
You read something, you know not to do the things you did.
I mean, what did you read? I mean, that's just that whole entire standpoint. See, that's almost legitimizing slavery. I mean, how do you justify that remark? Something that could have been negotiated. So you're going to negotiate slavery? How do you negotiate slavery?
Okay, give us half your slaves. You keep half. We take the other half. No.
I mean, serious as hell. I'm trying to figure that out.
It's stupid. Yeah, okay, they're going to be black slaves. We got to have white slaves. We're going to be white slaves and black slaves. We got to have Asian slaves, and we got to slave across the board.
Yeah, how do you negotiate? We got slave across the board. Okay, we'll make everything. Yep. And
everybody get 5% slaves in this.
Yeah, that was that. You know, and these are people that's leading our country. I mean, you know, and they bang, you know, Nikki Haley for saying, well, it's not all about slavery. And we discussed that. And, oh, yeah, well, it was economical, probably. As we said, you know, you can't get any better labor than paying them absolutely zip.
From what I read, from my studies in history, slavery was the biggest part of the economic, the biggest part of economics in America back then. Slavery was slavery was economics.
Let's keep it real. Our first president Washington had slaves.
Slavery was economics.
Slavery was economically, and they utilized that free labor. So you know,
industrialization and slavery. If this country didn't have industrialization and slavery, we would never exist. Everybody be back in Africa and in Europe and Ireland. But since they brought the slaves here and brought in industrialization like that, that's why this country was built.
Amen. Amen.
Period.
Let's keep it real. And I mean, you can't. That's a non-negotiable item for me. You know what?
Well, yeah. If anybody want to doubt that, do their research.
They have another human being in servitude to you for what? And then you're gonna abuse him and what? Everything's okay? No.
The closest thing to being a slave is being married. So.
I didn't say that. I'm gonna tell your wife to watch this replay, especially at.
You married. You damn near a slave.
I didn't hear nothing. I hear nothing whatsoever. I don't. Honestly, I don't. I'll tell you what.
I'm just joking.
I'll tell you what, people. Hey, you know, we talked about all kinds of different things going on tonight. You know, and a lot of stuff that. And we hope to enlighten you. You know, inform you, and hey, we're not here to influence you, but just take a listen to some of the rhetoric that's coming out of these particular individuals' mouths. It's going to be leading your country, and I'm sure that our entire listening audience is intelligent enough to decipher the truth coming out of somebody's mouth. And when you get some of those little remarks, like we were banging on Donnie tonight, we call them Freudian slips every once in a while. Maybe you didn't mean to say it, buddy, but you said it, so it's in the back of your mind. So keep that kind of stuff in mind when we're making decisions for our family and for our nation, and we would greatly appreciate it. Anyhow, Larry, give him a tip so we can get on out of here.
LRE Fitness Solutions. You can check me out on the IG or Facebook. LRE Fitness Solutions. We keep you moving. Real quick, this is gonna be short and simple. If you can go and pay a car payment per month, if you can pay mortgage, pay rent, if you can pay a credit card bill with 29% interest, you can pay for a personal trainer. Stop acting like paying for a personal trainer is gonna break your pocketbook when you're paying for all these other things that you really don't need. You know. A lot of stuff. I ain't saying you don't need rent up, places say you need a car, but a lot of things you're paying for, you really don't need. Pay for the trainer. Pay your trainer. If they say I'm charging you $45, $50, that's too much. No, it's not too much. All right. Now, if they're showing results and you pay them that and they give you results, then there you go. You got a good deal. Now, if you pay them that, you don't get results. Okay, find another trainer and pay them what their rates are. Do not try to negotiate that because you don't do that with anything else when it comes for you paying for it. That's all I got. Pay the trainer. Don't try to stall the trainer out and try to lowball them. Pay them. That's all I got.
Yeah,
still there, Tim?
Yeah, I'm still here, brother.
Okay,
I was just listening to him. Like, yeah, pay the trainer. And I guess, hey, you know, it comes down to what's your life worth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and there are a lot of things that we do spend our money arbitrariously on that we probably should not. And not necessarily just because you're engaged in having a physical trainer with you, you know, a certified trainer with you. Not guaranteeing that you're going to live a day longer than you're supposed to, but at least you'll be a day healthier and able to enjoy that little bit of life that, you God has bestowed upon us day by day. So, yeah, I would highly recommend that. Yeah, you take good care of your body, and part of that is, eating right and listening to somebody like Larry and let him get your ass in shape. Right?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Right.
I'm just saying,
man. Yeah.
Get your training, you die. At least you're gonna die healthier.
That's right.
Healthier.
You know
you
what?
Die. At least die a little bit healthier because you get more knowledge from the training.
People die all the time.
Yeah, we can't save you. We can have you looking good in that casket.
Hey, you know what?
At least muscle tone look good.
Of course, man. Hey, and let's get the hell out of here because I'm getting hungry, and I think we pretty much bent the ear of our audience tonight. So let's say until next week, man. Hey, peace, people. We are out of here, man.